welcome to Sweet Tomato Vine Homestead. I'm Linda, and today I am inside the house and I'm about to give you an update on the little baby chick. I showed it to you on the last video, but I need to show it to you again because it is growing so fast and is making so much progress. Y'all, this little chicken has gotten so big and is so cute, and she just likes to run and play, and you put your finger in there, she'll just try to just chase it, and I just like it that she is already able to get around so fast and move around. So I let her get a little exercise. I love it when she just moves so fast, and you know, she's like 3 days old, y'all, and she is doing so much. And thank you, Catherine. I went ahead and I put some boards in here and set my food and water on top of it so that it is more sturdy, because I had said that these little things weren't worth anything, which I don't like them, but they are working better for me since I got these boards underneath them. So thanks, Catherine. And I was asked in the comments about the light. I had a light in the brooder to keep my little baby chick warm, and yes, I do. You have to have a light to put on your chicks, and that is what the light looks like right there. And I also have some bedding that I put in the bottom of this brooder that I made. It's just a homemade brooder, which is just a tote, and I put those shavings in the bottom of this tote. Right now I don't have a cover on the tote, but as this chicken gets larger, I will have to put a cover on the tote because the chicken will start to get out. But on the light, back to the light is connected to this tote. It's a hole in the tote, and I got a really strong zip tie connected to this light, and that is to keep this light from falling, because you don't want this light to fall, because if this light falls, it could injure your chicken or kill it, or it could cause a fire in there with your shavings. So because this light is very bright, very hot, and you want to keep it on the chicken at all times. The chicken will leave and go to the other end if it's warm enough or getting too warm for it. But if the chicken stays over here close to this light, that means that the chicken is probably cold. So even though it's cool in here with the air conditioning going, the chicken still stays over here. So that lets me know that this light is warm enough and keeping the chicken nice and warm. And maybe, you know, it may be feeling a little uncomfortable, but I would rather for it to be a little warm than for it to be too cold or anything like that. So but I know it's not going to be too hot, because there's a lot of room, and I can feel over here what it feels like over here, that, you know, it's not too hot in here, because otherwise this would be feeling very hot. So the chicken has its food over here, and in this little container. Then it has its water in this container. I have it sitting on the boards like Elizabeth suggested, so that it wasn't tilt over, and it is sitting level. Also, you want to make sure that the feed that you give the chicken is a chick starter feed. You do not want to give the chicken anything too big for. So this is a starter feed. This is what you give the tiny chickens. And this chicken will stay in this brooder for 6 weeks, and then it will be able to go outside with the other chicks. So those are just some of the things that I wanted to share with you all, because I know I did not talk in depth about how to care for the baby chicks. So that is a little more information on caring for your baby chick and the things that you will need. And y'all, the seedlings are growing outrageously. So they are really needing to be able to get outside, but they still are not ready. It's too hot out there for them to be outside, but the plants are looking good. I don't see any pests on them. So I am happy about that. That's some little moisture right there. I don't know if you even saw that, but that's some moisture. But yeah, the plants are looking so good. They are looking so good that I am even using some as decoration while they're in the house. I have some that I put into some flower pots and put in the kitchen. So these are serving a double duty. They right now are just looking like some house plants. I got some beets in here, and there's some cauliflower and some broccoli romanesco. And so I am enjoying having those as house plants right now until they are able to go outside. And this one, let's see what these are. This is cauliflower. If you use these foam cups, make sure that you're putting a lot of drainage holes in these cups, because on some of them I noticed that I did not have enough drainage, and the plants are not as large as the other plants and the ones that did not have good drainage in them. So be sure that you put good drainage holes in your foam cups. Okay, they waiting to get out, so let's let them out. Hey, lady. Hey, Kay. All right, come on out. Okay, but I'm going in. Excuse me. Excuse me. Come on, let's go in. Let's go. Hey, girl. Why y'all didn't come out to eat? What's wrong? Not hungry? What's wrong? Uh-oh. What's going on over here? Blanche? Hey, girl. How are you doing? Let's see. What you got? Oh, my. Is it breathing?
I don't think so.
I'm gonna get Kane and the girl some cold, fresh water to drink. Okay, so I've harvested 2 eggs, and I'm gonna see if there's another egg ready in here. There was a chicken in here was laying, so I'm gonna check to see if she's finished. Okay, so I harvested 8 eggs. Really considering harvesting one of these watermelons. I think I'm gonna give it one more day on the watermelons. I hope I don't regret giving it another day. It's just one that I'm thinking about harvesting, and one more day. I'm gonna harvest it tomorrow. But I really want to do some cleaning in this chicken coop. I want to rake the chicken manure to the back of the coop and just let it compost back there, and then put some fresh bedding up here. Like I said, it's 98 degrees, but it is kind of shaded over here. But I really do need to do something else. I really do need to go over here and up pot some of my seedlings. I really need to do that really bad. So this is going to have to wait. We'll do this on a cooler day, because where it's not feeling like it's so hot because it's in the shade, it may be hotter than I think. So I'm still be in the shade, because I'm going to go ahead and I am going to up pot some of my seedlings. And one of the ones that I'm going to be doing today are those beautiful Swiss Chard. We're going to up pot those. So let's get started. Okay, y'all, I talked about in a previous video how I had gotten some soil and the soil was not that good. Well, the main thing that was wrong with the soil is that it had a lot of sticks in it. Well, we talked about the soil, and sometimes, you know, if it got a lot of stuff in it, but I didn't talk about what you can do to make sure that you're not just wasting your money. Because like I said, I did not buy my usual soil, and the soil was really, really full of a lot of sticks and rocks and things like that. So instead of just wasting up that soil, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the soil. As I said, I'm not happy with the soil, but I still got some of that soil left. And so what I have is a sifter. And so it's just some metal. You can make your own, or you can purchase one like I did with this one. But it has these sides on it, and the bottom of it is your hardware cloth. And so just put your soil into your sifter. I'm going to lower the camera so y'all can see. I'm going to pour some of this soil that it has a lot of bark, a lot of sticks. It's not a horrible soil, but it's just not what I want for my seedlings. And then not for what I want for my up pot either, because it didn't work very well for my up potting. So you can put it in here and you can just sift this soil. And you can see that this soil is going through somewhat. I think I poured too much in here. I'm going to pour some out, because this way I can show you, in case you don't want to go and buy this sifter, you can go to the Dollar Tree, get one of these little waste baskets, and you can use it. I'm not trying not to put as much in this one. And you can put it in this basket, and you can see that it is just coming through. Your soil is coming through, and it is leaving most of those sticks and bark in the basket. And you don't want to waste this either. You can put this on your compost, or you can just go ahead and use it to put it at the top of your, on top of your plants in your raised beds. And it's bark. It can be your bark, and it's going to help to retain moisture. So it is usable. It's just not what I want in my seedling. So you can, if you want to, you can go in there and pick up the pieces that can still be sifted. Because some of these are not sticks. Some of them are chunks of potting mix that has just clumped up. But this did leave quite a few sticks. I think this method is going to get rid of more of the sticks. Sifting it. Be more aggressive with it, and you can go ahead and get finished quicker. I was doing it kind of slow because it's hot out here, and I'm not trying to just be aggressive with it and pass out. But this is what you want to use to get rid of some of these sticks. And as I said, we're going to keep this. And so you can see that now we have a more fine texture of soil. And this will be fine for our seedling. So I'm just going to set that bark aside, and we're going to go ahead and pot up some of these Swiss chard. And this is what the Swiss chard is looking like right now. I think they look very good. But y'all, can you guess what's over here in this spot that has not germinated? I'm going to bring it closer so you can see. It is the stevia. And y'all, I can't be mad at those stevia seeds because it's my fault that these stevia seeds have not germinated. I did not research, and y'all know I probably planted these I don't know. I planted them a lot, but I did not research the stevia seeds. One time I did plant the stevia seeds out into my winter sow method, and so that was giving my stevia seeds some cold stratification. These other times I did not. I just put these stevia seeds into these cells and did not cold stratify them. And cold stratify means that these seeds need some cold periods in order to help them to germinate. They need to either be planted out in the garden during the winter, and then they'll pop up in the spring, or you can take them, you can put them into your refrigerator and let them stay inside the refrigerator for a certain period of time, then take them out and plant them. So I did not do that, and that is why I'm not getting any germination on these stevia seeds. So I am going to replant these stevia seeds again, but this time we're going to cold stratify them. But today we're going to plant this Swiss chard up. We're going to go ahead and up pot it, and I'm excited about them because they are looking so beautiful, but they are beginning to kind of be entangled in here, and so we want to go ahead and get them out and get them into some of these containers. And I'm going to go ahead, since I have sifted this soil, I'm going to use this soil. Or should I go ahead and get my other soil? Don't be playing around with this soil. I think I will go ahead and I'm going to mix my soil with this soil because, yeah, I don't want to play around with this soil because some of my plants inside don't look as good. Like I told you, some of the plants inside don't look as good because I got them in the styrofoam cups, and the styrofoam cups did not have enough of the drainage holes in them. They had drainage holes, but they did not get big, because you know how styrofoam is. That styrofoam can kind of swell back up around itself, and that's what those holes did. It kind of, you know, although the holes were there, it kind of swole back up around itself, if that makes any sense. But it's like the hole was there. Somebody coming down the road? Oh, I had to check, y'all. I heard her vehicle sound like it was so close. But the little foam kind of went back together. I don't know if the soil pushed it, or if the water pressure, or whatever it was. Something caused that styrofoam cup to kind of not have enough drainage. So be careful with those styrofoam cups. I would prefer, if you could, get something like this and you don't have to worry about anything happening, and it's just gonna, you see how big these holes are, you have plenty of drainage in here, and that's gonna be good for your plants. So I am gonna go ahead, I'm going to put some of my soil in here. Just gonna get a little bit of my soil and mix in on top. I'm gonna mix it up. As I told you, there are hardly any sticks in here. And there are hardly any sticks in there. So I got some of my soil. I'm gonna put my gloves on, y'all. The last time I was, not the last time, but one time I was out here and I was working with the seedlings, up potting or planting, but I did not put my gloves on. I put my hands in this soil and was just kind of stirring around. No, that was a bad idea. Something happened underneath my fingernail. And my thumbnail was sore for a week. So we won't be doing that today. We're going to go ahead and we're going to, I need something to dig this out with. Hold on, y'all. I got to get something to dig it out. And I do want to go ahead, though, and moisten my soil before I get started, because that is another thing that can make a lot of difference in your seedlings or in your up potting. When you're planting your seedlings or when you're up potting, is making sure that you have your soil moistened. As I said, you don't want it wet, but you want it moist. And it's better to go ahead and try to moisten it before you put it into your cups, because after you get it into the cups, it's a little bit harder to do and protect your seeds at the same time. So if you've already got your, if you already have your soil moistened, then you don't have to add a lot of water after. You don't have to add a lot of water after you have already planted your seeds. I'm gonna go ahead and get it good and moist. Just stir it up. Get it mixed up. The moist with the dry, and then that's gonna get you the right consistency in your soil. Okay, that feels right. Now we can go ahead and start to filling our containers. And that soil goes in and packs itself in better when it's moist than it does when it's dry. I'm filling it up really full, but I may not need to fill it that full because I gotta leave room to get my seedlings inside of this container. So I'm gonna back up on the soil amount that I'm putting in. I'm excited about getting these Swiss Chard up potted, because the sooner I get them up potted, the closer I am to being able to get some and have some ready to go into the, wherever I put them in, the skillet, the wok. A lot of the Swiss Chard ends up in the skillet or the wok. Okay, and I'm gonna use my little, this was one of my, it probably was a spoon or a spatula or something that broke, and so now it is still getting used in the garden. Okay, so let me let you see what these roots are looking like on the Swiss Chard. And that, I think, is just one plant. Could be two. Let's see. I'm gonna try to separate this. It might be two plants. It is. It's two plants. I gotta be careful though. See, that's the tiny one. I could discard of it, but I am not going to do that. I'm going to poke it down into the soil and plant it. Okay, so this is a bigger one. I'm gonna have to take some of the soil out of this one. Put it down into the soil, try to get it in here where it does not break off, and get it planted. So that one has two plants. I try to keep these roots intact as good as I can. And we're going to fill up these containers very quickly, because there are more than one plant in each of these cells, look like. This one has 2. Make sure I get some roots for each one. You have to make sure that you keep as many roots as you can, because sometimes you'll be wondering what happened to your plant, and that'll be what happened to your plant. You did not have enough root system when you up-potted it. You tore up your roots too bad, and that can happen easily because you get in a hurry trying to pull these apart. You got to be careful and pull your roots apart. And any of these leaves on here that look damaged, you want to go ahead and take them off. Those look kind of wilted, but they don't look like they're damaged. It could be just, they've never been out. Well, they have been outside, but they have not been out on no 98-degree day, I don't think. Because I've been trying not to bring my plants out on those really, really, really hot days. And if I do bring it out on a day that I know is going to be pretty warm, I will try to get them out really early in the morning. Not really early, but, before those temperatures get up in the 90s. Okay, so these have been potted. I'm going to put some of the vermiculite on top, because vermiculite is not only just for your when you're planting your seeds, but you can put this vermiculite around these seedlings that are being potted too, because the same way that you don't want those gnats all around your seedlings, you don't want them around your plants even more. And you don't want that fungus growing on top. I'm not going to put a whole bunch, but I am going to put some. And it's going to help to retain the moisture in these containers. Okay, I'm going to get that out of the way and get my water over here. And this water is not for the soil. This water is mostly for this plant. This plant is looking like it's not enjoying being out here. So I'm just going to mix it a little. Wash those leaves off and let them get a drink. Because y'all know these brassicas and these fall plants, they love the cool. And they're not like, how in the summer, we are very careful not to get our leaves on our tomato plants or our pepper plants wet. Our fall seedlings, these brassicas, they are totally opposite. They love the water. So you can go ahead and, wash them down in the fall months. And especially when they start getting those little worms on them, or they're getting the... they get aphids, something like that. A good wash, and they love that. So don't be afraid to do them. Don't be afraid to wash them down with cold water. They're not susceptible to those diseases that the summer plants so easily get, because they get their leaves wet. So go ahead and spray them down. So they're laying over right now, but I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take these inside to keep them from having any more transplant shock. I'm just going to go ahead and take them back inside, put them on the grow station so that they can pep back up. Okay, so we got all our Swiss chard up potted. See if I can squeeze one more on this tray. Add the vermiculite to the top. hurry and get them inside because they are not happy about being out here in this heat. After I give them a little sprinkle of water, mix it in. And our Swiss chard is up high, and I'm so excited about that, and getting them on the grow station and underneath the light so they can sit back up and look very beautiful and be ready to go out into the garden in just probably a couple to 3 weeks. They'll be ready to go out into the garden. And we'll be ready to have some Swiss chard back into our wok and our skillet. And this is the Bright Lights variety. It has a lot of different colors in it, so I'm excited about those. And I also have some on the grow station that are just your regular green Swiss chard. They are all very delicious, so I'm excited about having some of all of those growing on my grow station, getting ready to go out into my fall garden. So I hope that you all have enjoyed the video today, and that you give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload a new video. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.